What's up guys? Welcome back to my channel. As per your request, today I'm sharing with you an ultimate guide to brewing your own kombucha and growing a Scoby from scratch. Yes, from scratch. Believe it or not, but it's actually not a rocket science. It's quite easy as long as you do exactly what I will talk about in this video. So let's start. Stage 1. Scoby growing. First, you will need to boil 700 milliliters of water and steep in it 5 grams of black tea for at least 20 minutes. Start with black tea first, and then you can play around with other tea varieties. I'm using Earl Grey tea in this video. Next, add 60 grams of sugar and dissolve completely. It will serve as food for our future Scoby. Then, check the internal temperature of your sweet tea. It should be between 75 and 85 degrees Fahrenheit. Remember, Scoby is a living organism. If the temperature is too high, it will simply die. If it's too low, it will take you ages to grow and develop it. Pour your tea mixture into a large glass jar, where eventually you are planning to make your kombucha, and add 1 bottle of keyword raw, plain unflavored kombucha. Remember, it must be raw, with some sediment floating on the bottom of the bottle. No sediment, no bacterial growth, no Scoby. As simple as that. I have to admit, I've spent a couple of weeks hopelessly waiting for my Scoby to grow before, when I used a raw kombucha to start with. Finally, mix everything well, cover your jar with a clean towel to allow for air circulation, and put it in a dark, calm and warm place to do its magic for 1 week. During this time, do not move this jar around. Just forget about it for 7 days. You need to let your Scoby grow in peace. Also, a quick tip. If your living space is not very warm like mine, you can use a heating mat that you can wrap around your jar. It will keep your kombucha at the optimal temperature for bacterial growth inside. And make sure that none of the tools that you are using, especially the jar and the towel, had been washed with antibacterial soap. They need to be clean, but they should not inhibit the bacterial growth. Just saying. Stage 2. Brewing. Alright, our Scoby is fully grown. They grow so fast. So now we can move on to the kombucha brewing stage. Just like in the first stage, first we need to steep some tea. Precisely 17 grams of black tea in 2 liters of boiled water. Steep for 20 minutes. By the way, I will link in the description all the jars and bottles and other tools that I'm using for my kombucha brewing. It took a while for me to find the right product, so I hope it will save time for you. After, add 240 grams of sugar. Dissolve and add 1.7 liters of filtered room temperature water. This stage should bring your tea mix to perfect temperature, depending on how cold or hot it is where you're at, of course. If it's still too hot, let it cool down further to at maximum 85 degrees Fahrenheit. Then you can add this mixture to your baby Scoby. Ideally, the jar with Scoby should still have about 1/4 of a liter of a week-old tea mixture. We will call it Scoby liquid from now on. Just leave it in. It's always good for the Scoby to remain some original liquid in for future brewing as well. Same procedure ends this stage as well. Cover the jar with towel, wrap with heating pad if necessary, and let it rest for about 10 days. Stage 3. Bottling and carbonation. Okay, at this point your kombucha is basically ready and you can go ahead and consume it as it is. But if you like some carbonation in your kombucha, then listen further. Get your bottles out. It's best advised to use glass round bottles with a swing top. They will allow for all-round carbonation to go on without putting too much pressure at any one corner, and also automatically adjusting the pressure with a swing top. Make sure those bottles are also clean, and fill them up with flavorings of your choice. I'm using here some blueberries and also diced dates for extra sweetness. Whatever fruits or vegetables, why not, you may choose to use to flavor your kombucha, make sure they easily pass through the bottleneck. You may push them in now, but remember, at some point you will need to get them out, and it would not be as easy. Carbonate your kombucha in the same dark space for another 7 days, and voila! Your own home-brewed excellent kombucha is ready for you. Enjoy, and don't forget to open bottle very slowly the first time. You remember the pressure? Okay guys, thanks for watching my yet another video. I hope you've enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments below what kombucha flavors are your favorite, and if you like your kombucha carbonated or not. Thanks again, see you in the next video.